Thomas and Friends Retold. Episode 16. Thomas in Trouble. Thomas breaks the rules. There is a line toward the end of the quarry at the end of Thomas's branch line. It goes for some distance along the road, and Thomas was always careful to whistle there, in case anyone was coming. Early one morning, a policeman was sitting close to the line. Thomas liked policemen. He had been a great friend of the officer who had just retired. Thomas came by pulling Annie, Clarabelle, and 4 cars. "Good morning, officer," whistled Thomas. He expected that the new officer would be friendly to him. Unfortunately, Thomas was sorry to see that he didn't look friendly at all. The officer was red in the face, very cross, and stopped Thomas. "Disgraceful!" he spluttered. "I didn't sleep a wink last night. It was so quiet, and now engines come whistling suddenly behind me." "I'm sorry, sir," said Thomas. "I only said good morning." The policeman then pointed to him. "Where's your cowcatcher?" he asked. "But I don't catch cows, sir," replied Thomas. "Don't be funny," snapped the policeman. He looked at Thomas's wheels. No side plates either. And he wrote in his notebook, "Engines going on public roads must have their wheels covered and a cowcatcher in front to protect people and animals from being dragged under the wheels if they stray onto the line. You haven't, so you're dangerous." And that made Thomas, his driver and fireman, Annie and Clarabelle very cross indeed. "Rubbish," said the driver. "We've been along here hundreds of times and we've never had an accident." "That makes it worse," answered the policeman. He wrote regular lawbreaker in his book. Oh dear, police don't do that, I jokingly thought. Thomas and his crew felt sad about the situation, and he puffed away. Sir Topham Hatt was having breakfast in his dining room. He was eating toast and marmalade when the butler came in. "Excuse me, sir. You're wanted on the telephone." "Oh, bother that telephone," said Sir Topham Hatt. He answered it and talked for a few moments. Then he hung up and said to his wife, "I'm sorry, my dear. Thomas is in trouble with the police and I must go at once. Take care." "Goodbye," said Lady Hatt. At Elsbridge Station, Thomas's driver told Sir Topham Hatt what had happened. "Dangerous to the public, huh? We'll see about that," said Sir Topham Hatt, and he spoke to the policeman. But however much he argued with him, it was no good. "The law is the law, and we can't change it," said the policeman. Sir Topham Hatt felt exhausted. "I'm sorry, driver," he said. "I'm afraid it's no use arguing with policemen. I suppose we'll have to make those cowcatcher things for Thomas." He gasped. "But everyone will laugh, sir. They'll say I look like a... whatever those cowcatcher side-plated engines are." Sir Topham Hatt pondered. Then he laughed. "A tram engine! Well done, Thomas. Why didn't I think of it before? We need one." "Tell us more, sir," said Annie. "Yes, indeed," added Clarabelle. "While I was on my holiday with my wife and grandchildren, I met a nice little brown engine named Toby. He takes freight cars from the farms, but road vehicles are taking over most of his work and he needs a change. Toby has cowcatchers and side plates. I'll write to his controller at once." And he did. A few days later, Toby and Henrietta arrived at Lower Tidmouth to see Sir Topham Hatt. They were aware that he and the stout gentleman were the same person. "Hello, Toby," he said. "Hello. Sir Topham Hatt, is it?" asked Toby. "Yes, that's a good engine," he replied. "And I see you've brought your coach, Henrietta." "You don't mind, do you, sir?" asked Toby. "The station master wanted to use her as a hen house, and that would never do." "You can say that again," said Henrietta. "No, indeed," said Sir Topham Hatt. "We couldn't allow that." Toby rang his bell and said, "Okay, sir. I'm ready to be really useful." Toby and Henrietta made the silly cars behave even better than Thomas did. "Hey, you!" called the policeman. Toby rang his bell super loud and gave him a great big fright. At first, Thomas was jealous, but he was so pleased when Toby scared the policeman. They had been firm friends ever since. Not to mention, Toby gained a number, being 7. So far, we have Thomas 1, Edward 2, Henry 3, Gordon 4, James 5, Percy 6, and now Toby 7. And I promise you, we'll meet more friends along the way as the stories continue.